Hello students, I am Anurag Aeron and I am giving introduction to AJAX. We will discuss here introduction to AJAX. Let's discuss about the new technology, or you can say that popular technology. AJAX stands for asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Mainly when we have generally used that in earlier times, you can say that most of the web pages or they are loading completely. But today's we need to update a particular part, or you can say that a particular object of a web page. So this technology is used for that particular purpose. AJAX is not a programming language. AJAX is a technique for accessing web servers from a web page. AJAX is a technique for creating better, faster, and more interactive web applications with the help of XML, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You know that XML is the software and hardware independent tool for storing and transporting data. HTML, you know it very well, that for creating the web pages. And CSS, Cascade Style Sheet, it describes the style for that particular HTML documents, and it also shows how to display the content on the web page. The JavaScript is a scripting language, and you can say that it's a programming language. You can also create some programs, and you can use functions. And so you can say that all these technologies or XML, HTML, CSS, the properties of all these things can be combined, and you can get the AJAX. AJAX is a web browser technology independent of the web server software. Mainly web browser technology, it must be considered. For updating a web page without reloading the page, as I earlier said, that particular part of the web page can be updated by using this technology. Request and receive data from the server after the page has loaded. We can send request and we can receive that particular data of that particular page from the server. Send data to the server in the background, and you can say that the user is unaware about that a particular message has been sent from the browser to the server, and server also sends the response. AJAX uses XHTML for content, as I earlier told. CSS is for presentation, along with the DOM, that is document object model, and the JavaScript for dynamic content display. XML is commonly used as the format for receiving the server data. That is general format to receive the data. Let's discuss about how AJAX works. Okay. Here we see the browser and server, and in between there is an internet. The browser send request. There is in some event, that is, you can say that button click at event occur in the web page. Then it creates XML HTTP request object. An XML HTTP request object is created by the JavaScript. Then this XML HTTP request object sends a request to the web server through the internet. It sends request to the web server. The server processes the request, HTTP request, and it processes accordingly. It gives the response. The server sends the response back to the web page and creates the response, and then again sent back to that particular browser. Then this response is read by the JavaScript. Browser reads that particular response. Then it takes proper action, page update, or that particular content update for that particular web page. Here you have seen that update page content. It means there is particular content has been updated of a web page, not the whole web page. So you can say that it is very light. And the XML HTTP request object. Let's read about all these the requests. This is an object which sends the request to the server and also receives. All the modern browsers has the it supports XML HTTP request object. The XML HTTP request object is used to exchange data with the server behind the scenes. This means that it is possible to update parts of the web page without reloading the whole page. The syntax for the XML HTTP request is variable equals to new XML HTTP request. This object XML HTTP request is used for asynchronous communication that I earlier told, that the part of a particular web page, not the whole page. So the asynchronous communication between the client and the server can be performed. The following operations can be performed. First is to send the data from the client in the background, and second is they receive the data from the server. Third is updates the web page without reloading it. Let us consider an example of the AJAX. Here you have seen the doc type HTML body. This is for the like HTML. The main thing here is division part, div part, and the button. You can say here the division section and the button section. Division section is used to display information from the server, and the button calls a function. When it is clicked, it calls the load doc function. You can say you can create this function. The function requests the data from a web server, and it displays according to the function. Okay, let's see the functions. Load doc. Here it creates an XML HTTP request object, and then it says that if the ready state is 4 and this status is 200, then the document will be updated through the response text. HTTP.open is a method by which get or post method can be used, and it sends the URL about the AJAX info.txt. It can be identified, and a true is for the asynchronous or synchronous. A true, then it is asynchronous. Let's discuss about all these lines. Common properties for the XML HTTP request is, as we have seen here, the new XML HTTP request creates the new XML HTTP request object. Get all responses headers. It returns the header information. You can also use abort for cancel the current request. Get response header returns the specific header. As here we have seen, the method URL asynchronous user and password. It specifies the request. The method, the request type can be get or post type. URL is the location of the particular file which it fetch from the server. Asynchronous, if it is true, then it is asynchronous, and if false, then it is synchronous. Generally use the asynchronous for. Username and password are the optional things. Send request is send request to the server by using the get request. Send strings can be also sent by using the post. Set request header is a label. XML HTTP request object properties for that particular server. On read state change, it defines the function that is can be called where the ready state property changes. The ready state properties can be specified by using the numbers, that is 0, it is for the request not initialized, 1 for the server connection established, 2 is for request received, 3 is for processing request, and 4 is for request finished and responses ready, which we have used for. Response text responds about the strings. Response XML is the data. As you know that the XML provides the data, and it is used for storing and transferring data. Status returns the number. It returns the status of the request by using the number. That is 200 is for OK, 403 is for forbidden, and 404 is not found. A status text can be sent as the OK or not found, as we have earlier seen in the previous slide. A xhttp.open method is used and get AJAX info.txt is the file name. And in earlier, if ready state is equivalent to 4, we have considered is the request having finished and response is ready. And 200 is for OK. Status is OK for request. Okay. Then AJAX sends the request to the server by using the XML HTTP request, and the method can be used for the get, then the URL, and then the asynchronous. Let's see about the method and its description. However, always we cannot use always the post. We generally use the get method, and post methods can be used when the cache file is not an option, or you can say that the large amount of data from the server is required to sending, then the post method can be used. And if sending user inputs like contains some unknown characters, then the post method can be used. Post is more robust and secure than the get. You can also say that. So, dear students, it's all about the XML HTTP request, and we will discuss more about in the next session. Okay, thanks for watching this video. If you have any queries, you can send by mail.